Facebook friends and family, it's another edition of Neighborhood Spotlights. I am live in the Opus Elite office in beautiful Robbinsville, New Jersey, and it is hot as an M and F'er.
Is it? It's cool.
Well, no, not in the office. Not in the
it's
office.
Cool as hell in the office.
It's in the office. It's cool.
Okay.
In the office, it's cool. But I'll tell you what.
And say Opus to put the air on.
Have you ever given people like a tour? I guess people have seen pictures, but this office is, I got to tell you, I'm going to break right into it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful office. All of your buildings are extremely well manicured, which, you know, no pun intended, because I know how well manicured you are as an individual. But no, I mean, Mark, let's be honest. There's it's no surprise that you choose Main Street buildings with architecture that matches the hood, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's kind of our model, and that's how we branded ourselves. And the nice thing about it is, you know, I'm a firm believer in, you know, when I had my salons, whatever I did back in the day, when you're duplicating things, consistency is everything. And that's what we're looking to do as we grow Opus. And I'm a firm believer in consistency. So it's nice because, you know, you have an agent that's in the Poconos, they want to come down to the Robbinsville office or come to Langhorne or the Newtown office, wherever it is. It's the same key code, it's the same color scheme, it's the same desks, it's the same, literally everything is the same. It's very uniform, very consistent. It just helps me with my OCD when it's nice and even, you know. So I mean, it's I love our color patterns, and I think it runs consistent through all of our buildings. Architecture is something that I'm very fond of. I'm not one of these. I don't come to, I don't ever want to portray myself as some artsy guy. We talked about that when we had Judy Latour on here as a guest. I don't know anything about it, but I do love old buildings. And, you know, the building in Newtown is historic. It's on the registry. And, you know, same thing with our building in Robbinsville. It's historic. Not the other buildings, but, you know, they're just strip malls and whatever else. But they are still same color scheme, same everything, same setup, same furnishings, same everything. So makes it a lot easier, believe me, especially for me, because I'm not super techie, and there's things that I'm not really good with. Obviously, we learned that today at our mastermind event, and it just makes it easier when I can go in and sync up to the same code, to the same computer, to the same, the Wi-Fi passwords are consistent, and it just makes it easy for me.
So it's funny, we should tell everyone, because I like vulnerability. I think it adds to authenticity of an individual.
Sure.
Why don't you tell everyone about the technical difficulty you had this morning and how you handled it?
Sure. Well, before we talk about that, I want to talk about your hair. You going military, bro? You got the high and tight going.
I'm going to tell you the truth.
I just reflected real quick on that, by the way.
You brought it up, so I'll talk about it. Whatever. I mean, of course, the guy coming on has wonderful hair and is a
beautiful hair
being, and but I look like a schmuck. But anyway, I'm going to sum it up. I moved in Philly. I used to get expensive haircuts from a phenomenal stylist, right?
Yeah.
Lexi, he's a real good dude, really. But I'm a guy, and for me to schlep and wait in line and these beautiful people coming in, and I'm like, I just want to get a cut and get in and out.
Looking dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but so I moved to South Jersey, and I go to this barber shop, and look, I'm not going to name his name because I don't want it to be negative, but I like it. Been there for 100 years. The guy's awesome, but it's a barber shop. I mean, I look at him and say, mow left, mow right, keep it similar, in, out, done. It
looks like it's off. I don't know if it's the way you comb your hair, but it looks like it's kind of off kilter a bit. It looks
when I first gets cut, this stuff is a little, it's off. It doesn't. But I struggle with the product too, because it's long story. I am not consistent with my hair.
You're not for cut anymore. You're going $10 cut.
Yeah, it's a $10 cut. It's exactly.
$10 cut. That's cool. Listen, it works. You're a good looking guy. It doesn't make a difference what your hair looks like. So where were we? We were talking about our technical difficulties this morning.
Oh yeah. So no, I just want you to tell everyone how you troubleshoot it. And look, I have a perfect flow today.
I did try. Yeah. So we got to the office this morning. We had our mastermind event, which was going to be both virtual and in person. We got everything set up. Everything's beautiful. Chad's going to pick up delicious fruit from Di Lorenzo's. Our buddy Tyler hooked us up over there, and I go to log on.
I still got the chicken juice in my back to seat.
Chicken juice. It was delicious, that chicken, though, wasn't it? So I couldn't log on. I couldn't get the Wi-Fi. Couldn't figure it out. So I tried reboot. Listen, I'm not an idiot. There's things I can figure out. So I rebooted the router. I rebooted the computer. Still can't get things going. I got agents texting me, "Hey, we doing this? Why are we doing this mastermind thing?" I'm like, "Oh gosh." So fortunately, I'm very aware of the time difference between Turkey and the U.S. And time was on my side because this is around noon, right? Just prime time. I figure Volkan hadn't had a couple cocktails yet. He's probably still early in the night, right? 7:00. He's probably having some dinner. So sure enough, I FaceTime him, and he answered, "Oh, marhaba." He starts talking in Turkish. I'm like, "Yo, English, buddy, English." So he went back to English. He reverted. He does that a lot. When he comes back now, he'll be talking 3/4 Turkish. And I got to reel him back in. Like, "Yo, we're not, I know about 3 words." So anyway, so he was on the beach enjoying himself with his family, and he walked me through it. It was a great thing. FaceTime Volky from Turkey and helped me with the Wi-Fi. So problem was solved. It was solved one way or another. We get the answers.
So I think our guest is so good today. I don't want to waste any more time. I did want to talk briefly about the mastermind we had today. I thought it was really, really good. Opus started doing these things in conjunction with myself as a way to have the agents help them grow by kind of learning from each other. Practical things, very practical questions, very current questions, helping them become more successful modern day agents. And I got to tell you, man, I love it. I think it's great. Yeah.
So let's hear your intro. I want to hear a good one. You put Jason on the spot last time. I want to hear a good intro. Give me a Michael Buffer intro for Kevin.
I'm going to tell you, I never knew about this guy really until he came to your team, but I am going to welcome to the stage one of the most handsome, most debonair looking brothers in the game today. Okay. And this guy is taking Bristol and Bucks County by storm. Right? Yep. And this is by the way, this is his official welcome. We tried 2 weeks ago, but he had a mishap, little nail through the foot. This is his official welcome. Okay. Mr. Kevin Donlon of Opus Elite Real Estate. Welcome to Neighborhood Spotlights and welcome to the Opus Elite family.
My boy, look how handsome he is. He's got nice head of hair. He's got the nice beard. Look at him. He looks good.
How are you?
He definitely beautified the room because look at us.
I'm telling you.
Schleps? Would you call me a schlep? A schlep? Okay. And now we got this guy in here. Good stuff. What's up, Kevin? Long time no see. How are you, brother?
Let me get something out of the way real quick.
Please.
Dad, you have like a golf divot on your head?
Yeah. Comes out the gate breaking balls. I love it.
A little patch of grass you got to put back.
It is bad, dude. It's bad. I need to.
No, man. It's fun.
Go back. Listen, you got a nice head. Listen. Just quick backstory. When I met Chad, right? And I will tell you this: Chad is like the king of social media when it comes to being a lender, and that's where he kind of met me many moons ago. And I remember, I don't know if I was in Italy. I was somewhere on vacation with my family. I think we were in Italy, and he's texting me, and we're going back and forth. And he inboxed me or DM'd me, and we're going back and forth. I'm like, yeah, this guy's always really flattering. I'm showing my wife, look, he's always commenting on our posts. He's always saying really nice things and whatever else. And shots fired at Chad's head. But the one thing that we started working on, and the way he kind of got me on the hook, but you backpedaled a bit, and we never got it done. He had said, he was talking about Opus, and he's like, dude, I'll shave. He said, start using me, whatever, this and the other thing. I'll shave the Opus logo in the back of my head. Yeah. And that shit went out the window. And now he's got my business, and now I like the guy, and I can't stop using him. And he's got a haircut like that, but he can't shave an Opus? Come on.
You know what? What a good segue. Let's start with our first section of
George Clooney's hair over here.
No. Listen to this. So Kevin, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you an award. All right. Okay. I've never seen anyone rock Opus swag more than you do. Tell us about that, Kevin. Tell us.
Well, first of all, I made this one myself because
I love it.
Because a new agent coming in, I didn't have any swag at all, so I had to produce something really quick. Real
quick, like literally, like we have swag at the office. Like if you want to rock your Be Elite shirt, we have at the office. He's like, no, I'm not even going to go to the office. I'm going to make it now, and I'm going to drive over with my swag. He came into the office. He's got Opus hats. Yeah. We have Opus hats here. He's got his own Opus hat. He's got all kinds of stuff. So,
Well,
it's great.
Yeah, well, you gotta, just let everyone know that you're an agent, and you got to rep, the company that you're working for. So, I mean, it helps. I mean, they're conversation starters, if anything else.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I want to know more. I mean, I can't say it enough, Kevin. You're probably the most handsome looking gentleman on the Opus Elite team right now. But and Mark and I have no problem saying that.
But listen, and like I always say, from the exterior, you look at me, I'm probably a strong 7. In my head, I'm a 10. Yeah. So I'm like the most confident person in the world. So you can like knock me all you want. It doesn't bother me. I'm a confident dude. I'm comfortable with my skin. I know when I see a handsome guy, Kevin's a good looking dude. Yeah, he's better looking than me. But guess what? In my head, I'm up here, buddy.
Listen, keep that going for you, bro. It's like me with my head.
Whatever works. Whatever works.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go way back. I want to hear your backstory. We're going to talk about the neighborhood you live in now, because I know you're living, eating, and breathing it, which I love. Talk about where you're from, where'd you grow up, family dynamic. Give us that stuff.
I always knew about the borough, but the borough, like many other towns, kind of had a stigma. I was born and raised in Bensalem, and I spent my first 20 years of my life in Bensalem.
What neighborhood in Bensalem? What neighborhood in Bensalem?
In the Chamonix Valley.
In the Valley?
Yeah, in the Valley.
Okay. Nice. Were you like one of the townhouses in the Valley?
Yeah, we were there, and then we moved to singles down on Bensalem Boulevard for the second half of those 20 years.
Where were you over there? I'm born and raised in Bensalem, so I know it like the back of my hand. Where were you?
I don't know if you know where the Turnpike Bridge is on Bensalem Boulevard.
Of course I do. Off like Ohio, those streets in that area.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Not down towards New Falls, but closer to Bensalem Boulevard.
Bensalem Boulevard. Yep.
Closer to King
Boulevard by the cemetery over there.
Yeah. Yep. Craig Avenue, Edge Avenue. All over
Barnsley
there.
East. Is that Barnsley East over there in that area?
It is now. It was a cornfield prior.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yep, I know it well. I used to hang out there.
Yeah, and it was a great place to grow up. I mean, I lived on a dead end road, and it was all cornfield and woods, and at the other end it was the Chamonix Creek. So, as a young boy, I mean, and all your friends around the same age, there was always something to do. We were always out playing.
Now, is that a B-town thing? I say crick too. Chad, do you say creek or crick?
Creek.
Creek?
Yeah.
You say Levine or Levine?
I mean, Siri says Levine. I say Levine.
Okay. So, yeah, I grew up on a dead-end street, man, right off of Gibson Road, back by where Terry's Trailer Park is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Dead-end road over there. So we used to always, that was like, we'd ride our bikes over the Chamonix Creek, whatever you want to call it, and skip rocks and go in the water. And, yeah, it was good stuff. Great growing up.
Fun, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What was family? Are you siblings? Do you have siblings?
I have a younger brother and a younger sister. My brother's in Vegas with my mom, and my sister's here with her family. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what did mom and dad do growing up? What were they?
Mom was a bus driver, and she used to actually work at Vic's Deli. I don't know if anyone, you know where Vic's Deli is?
Wait, which one was Vic's? Which one was Vic's? Hold on a second. That's not the one on the Bensalem Boulevard in New Falls. No.
It's where the Acme is. It's where Danielle Sporting Goods used to be.
Oh, Danielle, yeah, no, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember right by the Acme, sure.
Yes. So she was there, and my dad was a truck driver.
Oh, okay. So he was out a lot, like on the road a lot.
No, when I was younger, but then he decided he wanted to stay home, so he just got a job locally.
Okay.
And,
so now, did you go to Bensalem, or where did you go to school?
Yeah, I went through Bensalem. I went to Faust Elementary, and then I went to Armstrong Middle, and then Schaefer was built, and I got transferred to Snyder for 8th, and then I graduated from Bensalem High School. Yeah.
Awesome. And I was St. E from that. I went Egan for 2 years. I went to Bensalem, finished off at Bensalem. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
So wait, so in the Chamonix Mall area, is that Bensalem?
Bensalem, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then after those 20 years, I spent the next 34, I guess, in the Langhorne area where got married, had kids, got divorced, got married and divorced again. I finally met my person, and now the last 2 years I've been in the borough, and I'm absolutely loving it.
So what drew you to Bristol Borough?
I think it was the water, honestly. When we decided, we lived together for a little bit, and then we decided to get a place, and it was just one of those things. I mean, it really only took us a day to, go online, start looking, and we're both fond of the water. We were both talking about getting a shore place, and
Sure.
but her business was growing, as was mine, so we kind of wanted to maybe stay home versus do the shore thing right away. So we're like, all right, let's look for a place. So we decided to look for a place, and we found this one on the water, this new development down on Radcliffe Street, and I mean, we went in and we fell in. As soon as you open the door, the back of the house is all windows, and you just see the river. And
wow.
We've been here 15 months, and we never get sick of walking in that front door.
That's awesome. And they always say, we joke around, third time's a charm. And in this case, I definitely think you hit the jackpot with Carmela. She's an awesome person. I haven't known her for a very long time, but what I do know about her, first of all, she's an amazing professional. She's a great loan officer. She's just an all around amazing person. And the love that you guys have for each other is just, it's infectious, man. I see what you guys do out there. It's fantastic. I just, you're always out there in the community together. You're doing amazing things in the borough. And I do want to dig deeper into that, Chad. We could talk about all this community involvement, but just love seeing you guys out on the road. It's beautiful.
What's up, Bruno?
Bruno, what's up, brother?
So talk about professionally. What did you start out in life, like when you did the whole thing? What were you doing? What were you doing?
I always admired a couple. My parents' best friends were realtors, and I just always admired their quality of life. How after they got established, because I'm sure they hustled, and they told me later on in life how much they hustled. But it got to a point, and that's the point that I saw as a kid, that they had 6 kids, and they were able to spend as much time as they wanted to with those kids, and still afford a nice life. So their quality of life, much like a teacher, you know what I mean? The teacher's job is hard and stressful, but a lot of people, like my daughter, became a teacher because of the quality of life. So she can enjoy her summers. She can have her holidays longer with her family and stuff, So I always saw that from afar, but I never really did anything about it. So right out of high school, I just started construction. And then I learned construction from the ground up. And I went from being a carpenter. So for 35 years, I was from a carpenter to running a development for a big builder. And so there's really nothing I don't know about a house or can do on a house, which is really beneficial to my clients. I mean, I walk through in a showing, and they're like, "No, we don't want this." And I'm thinking to myself, I don't understand why they don't want this one, because to me it's kind of perfect for them. And and they'll say, "Well, you know what? I really don't like this layout here." And I said, "Well, you do realize this is not load bearing, so probably with about $3,000, you open that up." You extend that kitchen, you got exactly what we were talking about before we started seeing the houses.
That's awesome.
What a distinct advantage. It really is. It's a distinct advantage by far. Do you tell people about that now? And when you bring them on?
I usually don't. If it comes up in conversation, I do, but I don't usually mention it. You
should. So you should tell people. That's awesome.
Wait, he called me at 35 years. I thought you were about 35. How old are you? I'm doing the math in my head.
I turned 56 in May this year.
Oh shit! Yeah. And he looks younger than us, brother.
I know. Man. What the?
Yeah, but that's that George Clooney. That's that distinguished look. What do you call that? Chutzpah? Chutzpah? What do you call that, Chad? Chutzpah?
Yeah, chutzpah. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, man. Whatever you're drinking, Kevin, can I have some of it, please? I mean,
it looks like I was eating powdered donuts.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's definitely the biggest downside to buying a house is all that other crazy crap. Yeah. And like the fact that you have that knowledge and it's so innate, man, that's enormous. I mean, it's a huge advantage, especially in a place like Bristol where they're still redeveloping and changing old homes and changing structures. That's awesome. That's a really, really cool thing. And then, so are there any noteworthy developments that local people might know about that you had worked on in the past? Or,
yeah, from here to Horsham, probably 6 Toll Brothers developments.
Oh wow! Okay.
I was recently at the Lime Kiln golf course has sold their property to Toll Brothers, so they're putting like 600 homes in there.
Wow.
So I was recently in there. Now I'm a full-time realtor. Now I didn't have a. It's almost like I didn't have a choice. I mean, it's one of those things. It's cliche, but the stars lined up. Between the support I have with my with my kids and Carmela, and how I contacted you guys and the support that you guys have. It's just there was no reason for me to continue with a safety net.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Talk to me about getting. When did you start selling the real estate? When did you start?
I've been doing it for 18 years, but I'm doing it part time.
You've been licensed for 18 years? Wow.
Yeah. I started as a buyer's agent for a realtor that was pretty busy. So it's funny because like I started learning the stuff after I introduced myself, and they say, okay, we want to go with you. I gave it off to somebody. The realtor that I was with had a full-time assistant, so I really didn't do anything after that. Then I had a full-time job, but I was really busy, so I had to hire a transaction coordinator because I just couldn't do it, which was the best thing that I ever did. So now I've been using a transaction coordinator for years because I'm someone who knows my strengths and weaknesses, and being in front of you seems to be a strength. Being in front, meeting people, going out into the community, doing things, charity, organizing events. That's my strength. So now I have a transaction coordinator who does all the other stuff. I call her, the Oz behind the curtain, because she literally just takes care of everything and makes the magic happen. So
that's awesome.
And that's Sue Waters.
So is it more? It was almost organic.
It was
up until now, and it was.
Yeah, it
like
really was. I mean,
I
think because I had real estate in the back of my head so long, and flipping houses became such, so popular. It was just always there. It was always a buzz in my head. And then being in construction, it really was just a natural progression. I mean, so I didn't skip a beat. I should, again, like everything else, I say to myself, I should have done it sooner.
Well, so it's interesting. So now that you are where you are and making this leap to Opus, it's almost like it's a major life change for you, right? On so many levels. And, I guess it's now let's get in your mind of you take this leap to a new company, why you chose to come here. Yeah. What are the things you want to accomplish? And the one thing I got to say, Kevin, what I like about you and your passion is very, very tangible. It's tactile. It comes through you as an individual, and I certain people aren't like that. Not everyone you can feel that, but you're very direct, but you're very passionate. You're like, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. And hey, man, I love it. And you wear it on you wear it outside of your body, and I feel that energy, I really do.
And it's because, and it's again, it's a cliche. It's like, you want to do something that you love, you want to have a job that you love, and they say it's not work. But you talk to so many people, and I was like, they're just in a job, and they're just kind of going through life. I mean, my daughters, I speak passionate about them all the time. My new love, real estate and Pittsburgh sports. So they're like my major.
Oh, I liked you, Kevin. I liked you, Kevin.
Thank you for joining us on another Neighborhood and Spotlights edition.
I said to myself, I wasn't going to bring that up.
We were doing so good, Kev. We were doing so good.
Everybody's
but
tuning out.
What's funny? What's funny though, Mark, and this is true. And I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to be a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Sponge-like. So we all have good. Mark's got a phenomenal woman, right? I've got a phenomenal woman, right? How much aside from the everyday, how is your love you found in Carmela? Is it Carmela? I always mispronounce names.
Yeah,
Carmela.
no, you're right.
The name, because I know she's so good. I'm in her industry. She's so well known for who she is and how well she does. How much has it changed you professionally? Tell us that.
And it really has nothing to do, believe it or not, with her being in mortgage and me being a realtor. That's not what makes it work. It just makes it work because two things. We are so easy together. There's nothing difficult about what we do, about how we live, nothing. And it's the way it's supposed to be. And she's taught me how to be so positive. Like many people, you tend to see the negative in things. Not everyone dwells on it, but it's always aware. And I don't ever hear her say anything negative. I mean, we've been together 2.5 years, and I don't hear any negativity from her when she's talking about her friends, when she's talking about the business. She's manifesting what she's, she's thinking about it. She's manifesting it, and it's happening. I mean, from little things like, you know what, I'm going to leave work early. I'm going to hit the parks, and I'm going to hit the jackpot. I swear to you not. When she says that, she sends me a text message with a picture that she won $1,800 on a slot machine. That's just who she is.
Carmela.
Yeah, but you want to know something, Mark? This is weird. It's weird, but it's like this cosmic karma thing. And I feel it. I feel the same way. It's like I felt the same way when Mark and I clicked. And it's funny. Like when Mark and I started working together, it's a different feel. It's just like when you line up with the right people in your life, it's like a totally different feel. And that's why. And when you that's my segue to Opus. Yeah.
And when you try and explain it to people, it sounds cliche. It sounds like you're quoting movies and songs and stuff like that. But yeah, they're cliches and quotes for a reason.
There's a reason for those cliches. No, you're right. Listen, you hit the nail on the head, Kevin, when you said easy. But listen, I don't know you before Carmela. We've only known each other for a short period of time. But, and I say this all the time, I don't recruit agents at Opus. It's just not what we're about. We're looking for a certain quality in individuals. And when I first met you, you exude confidence. And that's one of the things that we look for. We look for positivity. We look for confidence. We don't we have a zero tolerance for negativity. I mean, obviously, this is a hard business. We talked about it during the mastermind session. This is a really hard business that we're in. It is an emotional roller coaster, but we're here to support each other. All of these things that we look for in an agent, the fact that we don't have that scarcity mentality, that we're always looking to bring people up. We're always looking to support each other and help all of our agents grow. This is not a competition. This is a team. This is a family. This is basically what you're telling me you got from Carmela. And again, I don't know you before Carmela, but when we first met and I was talking to Christina Swain, I'm like, I got to get that dude because he exudes confidence. He exudes positivity. He is everything that Opus is. And it was just kind of the stars aligned. We met, and I mean, within 3 days, we were signing papers, and we're so happy to have you, brother. This is great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'll parlay that into why I chose Opus after doing it for so many years. And Mark just touched on it. Just to give you a brief example, the other agencies, the brokerages I've been with, when you have a listing or one of us have a listing, I never see, if at all, somebody share your listing, share the fact that you're having an open house. I had an open house, and I couldn't believe how many people at Opus shared my. It's not your listing, but you want us as the agents to do better. So it starts with Mark and Falcon. Mark is always the first one to comment, to like, to share, and then everyone else follows. So
and that's so important. And you listen, and you do the same, and I've seen you do the same. And people laugh when I say, when people ask me, they come to meet with me and so on, and I always delay meeting. And we talk about this as well, because more times than not, I really want to kind of study what kind of person I'm sitting in front of, because there's nothing worse than somebody coming and saying, "Oh, this is my production. I do this, that, and the other thing," and I realize they're not a great fit. And I'm like, okay, well, thank you, but no, thank you. I don't want people to think that we're better than the rest. I mean, that's not how we portray ourselves. That's not who we are. But we do have a really great thing going here with all of our agents, and I'm not looking to spoil that for any means. I don't care about somebody's production. And I don't care about any of that stuff. We talked about that. I mean, I didn't even look at your numbers. I just know that as a person, now, of course, I know down the line, but as a person, I knew what you were about. I knew that you're just an overall just good human, and you care. You're family oriented. You're with your kids. You're with your girl. You guys do these awesome things together. You're involved in the community. You're doing everything that we do and what's made us successful. And this is just, I mean, this is just the beginning. I can't wait to see. I mean, already what you're doing in Bristol is just remarkable. And Chad, let's talk a little bit about that too, because this guy's taking over.
I mean, you're going to become Mr. Bristol at this rate. I don't know how you. It's no one. It's funny because Kevin, I don't know you, but you're doing such a good job on social media, and it's funny too because we spoke earlier today, and you had said social media is a newer. You're using it in a way you hadn't in the past.
Correct.
And you're doing it innately. And I don't know if someone's telling you that or not, but you are literally becoming Bristol and Kevin are becoming synonymous with each other.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, but you know what? And it goes back to passion. And I said this I said it to Jason earlier. I said I am kicking myself for not discovering Bristol Borough sooner than I did. And I'm glad that I did. And I couldn't be more happy with where we live. I couldn't be more happy with the borough. It's such a hard working, and I don't even want to say upcoming anymore because it has flourished. And there's even bigger and better things coming for the borough. And
Absolutely.
I want to do everything I can to just be a little bit better.
And the best part is you're doing things behind the scenes, right? So, and I am going to quote scripture, but like the Bible says, give in private, right? And I'm going to say that because I think that that's super important, and not to get all religious and whatever else, but I think that's my faith. That's what I believe. And if you're going to do things, listen, do we do things? And we're out there having Opus events, and obviously we're here to grow our business, and we make sure to put that out there on social media. But you're doing things behind the scenes that you aren't actually putting out there. And that to me is amazing. Like, I know that you volunteer at a church. I don't know that anybody knows that, but you volunteer at a local church in Bristol, right? And it's not even a church that you go to. This is just like, what do you do over there? Just let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, like they're having a carnival. The St. Anne's is having a carnival off of Pond Street. And I'm not sure the exact dates, but I'll definitely post it. And both Carmel and I are both volunteering there. The borough bought themselves a 8-seater golf cart that on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays they cart people around from maybe the parking lot to an eatery, or if they're shopping, they got their hands full. So we just drive around in 2-hour shifts, and we pick them up and drive them to their car and just socialize. Really? Yeah, socialize and have fun. So I'll be out there actually this Friday from 4 to 6. And also Saturday from 4 to 6, just picking up people. Yeah, just picking up. I got myself a tuxedo shirt and a bullhorn.
No way.
I just have fun with it. I just have fun with it. I want to make sure that they experience. I'll give them all kinds of recommendations. And it's funny. When it's almost like, I don't know if you remember Cheers, when Norm walks into a bar and everyone goes, Norm.
Yeah.
Well, we are there every weekend at either 1 or 3 or 4 establishments. And when we walk in, it's like their faces light up. They're happy to see us. And it's like, there's no better feeling than that, and I just want to keep that going for everybody, not just us, Yeah.
My mother loves Bristol Borough. Her first business, not one of her businesses was in Bristol Borough, and we're right outside the borough, Bristol Commerce Park. So that's why she's yay Bristol.
Shout out. I got to give a shout out. I'm going to tell you something. I'm Jewish, so I don't know good.
No, you get out.
Such a man. I don't know good Italian hoagies, but holy crap! What is the name of that place with the Italian hoagies? On the side street. What is it called?
Mazzanti's.
Okay. So I never knew anything about this place. I want everyone to know about this. It's called Mazzanti's, right? Mazzanti's. Mm-hmm. It's a hole-in-the-wall deli that must have been.
Jason, pull it up while we're talking.
Because I was there. I was there for this too. So,
dude, it was.
Oh yeah, don't worry about you were there. Pull the hoagie up. You want to see?
I want to describe.
I need the name of it.
Mazzanti. Mazzanti's. Just look up hoagies in Bristol. You'll find it.
I gotta tell everyone about this experience because it blew my mind. So we had heard it's good. Jason and I pull up. You knock on the door, right? They don't open the door. It was the pandemic. You just knock on the door, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, can I get Italian hoagie? They're like, yeah. They open the door. They hand me an entire loaf, guys. I'm not talking like a standard sandwich. I'm talking like an entire loaf of bread filled with the best Italian meats that I've ever had. And I think the whole thing was $20. Like, it
Kevin,
was.
get them on. We got to get them on the show. We got to go. And I think we have to do that on location and sample that Italian hoagie.
It was the best. So for people, the only reason I'm bringing this up is that Kevin's passion for Bristol, it completely warranted. The food and the culture there is like nothing. It's almost like they've preserved the historic Main Street and mixed it with modernization. And it's so important to keeping it and preserving it that the families around it like do everything they can to make sure of it. So while you're surrounded by this beautiful water, it's all of this awesome stuff.
Yeah, it's funny you say that awesome. Because all the businesses that come in, they all try and keep that historic feel while also modernize it. And I'll tell you who else does a really good job of that. Bill Pezza. He's to me, he's like Mr. Bristol. And he's helped me tremendously in finding things to volunteer. And if there's anything anyone wants to do, you can contact me or you can contact Bill Pezza, and he'll show you and guide you step by step, on what to do. And there's a lot of businesses down there, and we have friends now. Hops and Hardware, Naked Brewery, Calm Waters, Scoops Ice Cream, and there's so many down there that are they all help each other. They all promote each other, and that's just that whole community feel that I was attracted to through Opus, and now I'm attracted to through the borough. And I was telling someone earlier that Opus, you guys can conduct yourself in a way that I want to conduct my business, and in a way that I actually live. So it's not like I'm even trying to do anything. I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm having fun doing it with you guys. And then I get to do it in Bristol Borough. I mean, awesome. Honestly, I couldn't ask for anything better.
Little birdie told me that there may be an Opus office opening up somewhere in the borough at some point in the near future. So Kevin will stay tuned for that. We'll have to see what happens. I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to happen. This is a great spot. Hardware, right?
There's me. Look, that's me and my friends right there. That group right there.
In the picture on their website.
Yeah. There I am sitting.
Where else would you be?
On down the front. Yeah.
Carmel in that picture too. Where's Carm?
She's in the back with the hat on, baseball hat.
There she is, right there. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Look at you guys go. Mark, you better open up an office because this guy's he's walking around with the Opus swag anyway.
Absolutely. So let's talk about. So I remember, when my parents would take me to Bristol Borough on the weekends, we'd go down to the wharf, and on Sundays they'd have like the big band people playing music Sunday nights. They still do that. They still have different events. Anything coming up? Do you want to share what's going on?
Yeah, they still do it. So one of the biggest days of the year coming up is the Puerto Rican Day Parade and Festival, and that's July 30th. That's from noon to 8. That's from noon to 8. And give me 1 second of silence, and I'll tell you who's going to be there.
Yeah. Wait. My love in the arms of another man. Who was that? That's Stevie B, Johnny O. Who was that?
No, it's
TKS.
Chorus. It's Chorus, yeah. CORO, yeah.
I remember the song. I was just singing it, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. I mean, it's definitely one of the biggest days of the borough.
That's so cool. So what's the date on that again? I got to put that in my calendar.
July 30th. July 30th from noon. Yep, from noon to 8.
July 30th from noon to 8 is the Puerto
Rican Day Parade.
Yeah.
Day Parade.
What else is coming up? Anything else coming up? I know they used to do an Italian Day. They would do what other days they used to?
I'm actually putting that list together now, and I'll make it known.
So I think I'd love to see. Listen, Kevin, I know you're going to be there for these events.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do an on-location neighborhood spotlight, feature you over there. You can kind of take us through the events and just maybe let us hear Coro a little bit. If I can't make it there, it might be stuck somewhere. But that'd be kind of cool. I know we have some plans to have you get out to some of your local friends, local businesses, and feature them as well. But I think we should absolutely do some spotlights on these events as well. I think it'd be great, man. It'd be great
my intention is to I'm not going to exclude any business in the borough. I don't care what it is. I'm just going to start at one end. I'm going to go up. I'm going to go in. I'm going to interview, and I'm going to hit the next one after that, and until I get them all. And not just Mill Street, because there's a lot of, like Mazzanti's, you were saying, that's not on Mill Street, but that's the borough. Bristol Florist, an icon in Bristol. I get all my flowers there. Yeah.
That's Caesar's, the pizza, the restaurant.
Yeah, another great one that's not on Mill. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so so I'm looking forward to it, and every business owner I talk to is on board. So look for that neighborhood spotlight.
Mark, I'm going to tell you something. Knowing your business model and knowing you and Volcon, I don't think I've ever met an agent more tailored to your brokerage.
It's actually perfect, right?
Like I've never.
We're perfect. It's pretty damn perfect.
Yeah, and I mean that in the most positive ways, Kevin, because it's not just you're fortunate to have Opus. It's how fortunate Opus is to have someone like you representing the philosophy and the belief that Mark and Volcon have in the way they conduct their business.
Making me cry.
No, but I'm being serious. It's.
I was actually choking up for a second. I was actually choking up for a second. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I've never met an agent more. And honestly, Kevin, I'm going to make a prediction. Dude, you are going to tear that friggin' borough up. Like, don't forget the Opus signage.
Oh, really? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's one of the perks about being being a borough chauffeur on that cart. You get the advertise on it. So
What a great idea, though, and that's so nice. Funny, and I belong to some, obviously in Newtown and in Langhorne and so on. I belong to a lot of the different boards and so on, and we do lots of things within the community parades. But I will say that Bristol does such an amazing job. Like I was there the other day, they were hanging flowers, and I find just being on, in Newtown, a lot of times, we try to find volunteers, and it's a little bit challenging. There must have been 30 people out there hanging flowers. Like you see the love in the community and how people get involved, whether it's business owners or just there's a sense of pride for people that live in Bristol, in the borough. And I feel like it just passes on from generation to generation. People that stay there, live there, stay there. They very rarely move out, and it's just a generational thing. It's really great. But that it reminds me almost of South Philadelphia. That pride of just being there, and it's just really nice to see. And,
as a realtor, it's not the greatest because everyone who lives here loves to stay here, and they pass their houses on to their houses on their family. But honestly, again, not to sound cliche, but where I am in my life, it's really not what it's about. It's really about just having fun and building myself in the community.
That's it.
And helping others every chance I get, and that's what I intend to do.
That's awesome. Chad, talk about overtime. It's 3:18. Our show usually ends at 3:00, by the way, Kevin. So you know, to talk about how perfect this is. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Listen, to me, you don't cut off good stuff. You know what I mean?
I think one of Kevin's first interviews, I think we have to have Carmelo on here. Let's do that.
Let's do it.
We'll get Carmelo on. You can interview her. I think that'll be great. I'd love to see that.
That'd be awesome.
Between the two of them, it's a power couple, man. When people use that term, again, another cliche term, power couple, they really are. Together, they're unstoppable. They're doing great things together.
It's awesome.
We are.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, we're looking forward to having you on as a co-host, man. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Challenge accepted there. If Kevin can be the #1 neighborhood spotlights agent in Opus, I'd be thrilled by.
Listen, clearly my mother loves you too because she's never engaged so much in anything that I've done. So, Mom, would you like to interview? I think maybe my mom can interview Kevin next time. Say bye, Kevin. Do you have any questions for Kevin, Mom? What do you think? So,
why? Did she just end the show?
Yeah.
she literally just banged out on it. She's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, thank you for joining another edition of Neighborhood Spotlight." Holla. That's hysterical.
Oh my god! Oh god, you're killing me. So, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do so, my friend?
Well, of course, you can go on my website. I don't know, Jason. Do you have anything, or do you want me to put that up?
No, he'll put it up. But what's the URL? Is there a URL specific or?
I don't know that stuff. Come on.
Okay, that's your phone number.
Honestly, I don't know that stuff.
What's your email? What I don't know. Give me
Phone
something.
number, email. What's your phone number?
It's 267-342-4656. That phone.
And you know what?
That phone is always on.
We're gonna change your email, Mark. This is what I need you to do when we are done. Change his email to mrbristol@opuselitere.com. Will you please do that?
I can do that.
Please do that.
I can't do that. But right now it's 10:20 in Turkey, and Volkan can do that if you'd like. I'll give him a call. Right? Oh man.
Woo! All right. Well, I think we're good. I think we'll cut it. In the words of Anna Gata. Is it Anna? Is your mom Ann or Anna? And Anna Gata. Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys. Thank you.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thanks.
Oh my god, that was funny.